If you've been dealing with some kind of a headache that you're going to say it's right there, it's like right behind the eyes, you may be trying to figure out and doing a bit of research, what is actually causing this thing here? And in the same breath, it's a bit of a challenge because it's not exactly something where you can go to specialists and say, oh, okay, yep, I've got this, so what's going on? So I want to take just a quick moment to let you know what that most likely is and then what you can do about it. So first and foremost, a lot of times people will say that, okay, this headache or whatever it is behind the eyes, it's because of a sinus problem. Well, yeah, that's true, but your sinuses typically are located here and right there. So we're talking about something that's more in the back, so right behind the eyes. Now, granted, it could also be because of eye strain, and in fact, a lot of times people will say, oh, it's because you're too much in front of a computer, or it's because of stress, it's because of all of these different things, you might need new glasses. Well, there could be more than that going on, and it's because you've got a muscle that goes from the back of your eye socket, and it goes onto, of all places, your jaw. And so this particular little muscle, it's called a sphenomandibularus. I don't blame you if you've never heard of that. So the short of it is if that muscle is spasming or if that is tight for some reason, then what it can do is it can start to pull on the back of your head and produce these different kinds of pain, discomforts, headaches when you are so happen to be doing these different kinds of activities. So the question is, well, if it's not just stress that's causing it, why is this muscle getting tight in the first place? Here's a potential reason. It's because all of the muscles that are involved with chewing, moving your jaw, they are going to be profoundly impacted by what is going on in all places with your upper neck. So in particular, there's a vertebra, it's the C2 vertebra, that is going to be protecting the part of the brainstem that is responsible for processing all of the information about the position sense of your jaw muscles and other things on the face. So if there's some kind of altered nerve supply, what it's going to do is that can start to affect the muscle. See, muscles don't do anything in the body unless they are told by your brain to do so. But if your brain is not getting a clear signal to the muscles about what they should be doing, that's where they can start to behave then in abnormal manners. And so people then say, oh, it's because of stress or tension. Not entirely, because in those times of additional stress and tension, that's when your brain is trying to get more information to these muscles, but if they're not able to do so, that just so happens to be when it comes to the surface. So when it comes to headaches, I find very often it's not just a matter of stress. And in fact, if you're the kind of person who says, I don't want to just treat the symptoms of this, I want to understand what the cause of things are. Headache behind the eyes, or really headaches in all places, one of the most important areas to look is going to be right up through here. Alignment of the upper neck is very, very important. So what I've done with this video here is I've attached a couple of little articles and things like that where you can read and get just a little bit more information about what this connection is that I'm talking about here between this headache behind the eyes and then any kind of issue going on in the upper part of your neck. So if you've also found that there's some value here that you've been able to get from this video, I'd encourage you, number one, please do like it. We appreciate it. Number two, if you would share this information then with anybody, either yourself or somebody else who you believe would benefit from it. But then number three is I just want to make this opportunity and this invitation that if you do have any questions, if this message resonates with you and say, okay, I don't want to just tolerate this anymore. What can I do? What would be the next step? Simply put, that you would send us a message, reach out to us, and we'd be happy to have a chat. Find out then, okay, what and how can we possibly help you as best as we possibly can. This is Dr. Jeffrey Hanna at Atlas Health Australia, taking care of your neck because it's the brain to body connection.